Hello, Nick here, back to talk about Big Brother 26. Uh, my last stream was on Tuesday, I believe, and since then, there's still been some stuff going on in the feeds. And of course, we had the episode last night where we got to actually see the veto competition, and the casuals got to see the Angela and Matt fight, and boy, are their takes wrong. Like, my dad's a casual, and he has the right take. I want them both to stay for drama. Pink lemonade is my drink of choice today, by the way. So I'm going to talk about the episode a little bit before I get to the feeds stuff. So first of all, like I said, we saw the blow up this time with diary room stuff thrown in. Quinn was like, "Angela, what are you doing? We weren't lying to you about her whole your performance was great for a low budget movie" line. Quinn's like, "No, we weren't acting. It was real. You're doing too much." That was the general response. Everyone felt Angela was doing too much. Um, Also, Matt, Mackenzie, and Leah. I'm just gonna call her Mackenzie again because MJ seems to have been dropped completely. Just everyone refers to her as Mackenzie now. Just MJ isn't sticking. So Matt, Mackenzie, and Leah. As we all knew, they've been a trio, but on the episode we saw that they locked in a name, the Throwmance, Showmance, but three people. Throwmance, yeah, yeah, ain't that Matt's luck? He's in a three-way showmance. I mean, he's not really because Leah's not actually interested in him. She's just in it for the numbers. So blow up happens. We see a lot of Matt crying and a lot of people like, "Oh, Angela was way in the wrong," but not a whole lot of people pointing out the things Matt was doing wrong because he was saying a lot of stuff that was not exactly ideal. And they really did not show anything. They showed like one conversation between the veto competition and the veto meeting, which were almost 2 days apart. So, yeah, there was a lot left out on that front, and a lot of annoying Matt stuff left out. He really got a victim edit, and I'm honestly worried that they're trying to do to him what they did to Cameron last season. Just bury all the unsavory stuff about him and make middle America fall in love with him. As for the veto competition itself, it was a Big Brother classic that we haven't seen in a few seasons. It was the spelling bee, where they all have to dig through honey and mud and whatnot looking for letters to spell the longest word. We did not have a Shannon Elizabeth responsibilities answer. We did not have a Steve Moses trombonists response. Wait, was it trombonists or just trombonist singular? I forget. But Lisa, as we know, won the veto. I did not know what word she won the veto with, so I found out last night it was transform. So a 9-letter word, still impressive, especially when you consider the twist that was put into this version of the game. If you find a delete card, you can remove an entire letter. And Kenney used it to remove E. And Lisa, I believe, was the one who found the other one, and she removed H. Angela didn't buzz in. Everybody else buzzed in with words that weren't good enough. And Lisa won with transform. And then, as we know, at the veto meeting, Lisa took herself off. By the way, I was hearing Tucker say that the way Lisa announced it was time for the veto meeting was really annoying. I didn't really see the problem with it. But, Tucker has been hating her for a while, so maybe he's just in hater mode. So he's seeing things I'm not seeing. Like, I enjoy Lisa, but I fully recognize why they hate her. She is a bit of a fruitcake. But yes, she uses the veto on herself. Matt goes up, and for the last few days, Matt has just been super confident that he's not going anywhere. Uh huh. Now, on to feeds stuff since my last stream. Um, this isn't like super relevant gameplay wise, but it was a nice little moment that I enjoyed. Brooklyn tells Kimo that in her Christian house, it's about your heart and not who you love. As if to say, like, I support you, Kimo, as a gay person. And Kimo just wishes more Christians felt that way. And because of Brooklyn's connection to BB15's you know who, I was I was really holding out on like saying I liked Brooklyn. Like she wasn't doing anything really wrong in the game, but I couldn't really get past that connection. This little conversation has made me decide, okay, I like Brooklyn. I don't understand what her connection is with Miss Thing, but she's better than Miss Thing, so I accept her. Um Tucker's talking to Mackenzie. He says that he was expecting to be put up, but like he and Matt, we're gonna shake on an alliance later. And he's lying and she's absolutely buying it. And I'm just thinking we needed a good shameless liar on Big Brother again, and Tucker is really delivering on that front. This guy does not care who he lies to. But the thing about that is you have to remember the lie at all times. And so far he hasn't slipped up. Like he knows who he's lying to, he knows what the lie is, and he's not lying to everybody because he wants to still be able to vent to certain people about his lies. Like, oh god, I can't believe. Oh, sorry, I got to do my Tucker impression. I can't believe I got to keep lying to these people. I can't believe they're buying it. Taryn may not have the Tucker impression down, but I do. So yeah, just really enjoying Tucker. This guy is having such a great time lying to people's faces, and I'm having a great time watching it. Um, Kimo and Rabina are talking. Robina says that she wants Matt and Mackenzie out. Kimo agrees. They both like T-Core, Quinn, and Joseph. I'm thinking, this is a group of people that could work, although, they kind of, I feel like they kind of think Quinn is playing the same kind of low-key game that they are, but they don't realize that Quinn is is sticking his nose in everything and he's just getting invited to stuff. Like, Quinn's just playing a really social game, and he's a very sociable person, and it's really impressive. And I feel really left out because for some reason Quinn has me blocked on Twitter. Totally not reinforcing my fears of being left out of social situations when a really social guy blocks me. But that's beside the point. I'm gonna do my best to look past that and just try to focus on Quinn's actual game and not let that tear me up inside. Anyway, Kenney tells Kimo that if you win the arena, meaning Kimo. Like if Kimo wins the arena, he doesn't want Kimo to vote Matt out. We talked about this before, how Kenney has more or less thrown in the towel in regards to um, Matt. Like he's laying laying down laying himself down on the line, sacrificing his game for Matt. And just hearing this, all I can think is, Kenney, you're pathetic. You're actually pathetic. You met Matt a week ago, and at one point he was targeting you, or at least volunteering you to go ahead of him. So, yeah. Said it before, I'll say it again. Kenney's a wasted spot, and that calls for a sassy set. Kimo's talking to Tucker. They're going over Kimo's votes, if he's on the block, next to either of them, really. They agree that Tucker is one of them, and also Brooklyn, Rabina, Cam, Quinn, Joseph, Hecor. And I'm thinking, Kimo is as safe as a nominee can be. Like, when you're nominated in the Big Brother house, you're never safe. And you should never feel completely safe because that's when you get blindsided. That being said, Kimo is as safe a nominee as you can be because he is sitting next to public enemy number one and a quiet quitter. And there's going to be 11 votes cast, and that's 7 right there. Tucker, Brooklyn, Rabina, Cam, Quinn, Joseph, T-Core. So, again, there's no guarantees in the Big Brother house. But Kimo is looking good. He's looking very good. And Tucker reaffirms that he still wants Matt out first and foremost. Again, I'm very happy that Tucker and Matt aren't bros like they would be. So the barber shop, there's been some talk about that, and it solidifies in Matt's home base, the storage room. It's him, Mackenzie, Leah, Cam, Brooklyn, Cedric, Rabina, and Chelsea. And right off the bat, I'm thinking this group is most likely not real because a lot of them were talking about taking out Matt before. Sure enough, Cam tells Angela and Quinn that he's voting Matt out if he doesn't win the arena. So that just confirms that the barbershop is in fact BS, just like its initials. The Have Not Room, which is Cam, Tucker, Quinn, and Kimo, they propose an alliance called the Mr. Andersons because the room has a Matrix theme, and that was Keanu Reeves' real name, Mr. Anderson. Cam seems the least locked in on this group, and Angela has been watching this room because that's one of the feeds she gets in the HOH room. So she has she's been watching this group, and her distrust of all of them is growing. Even though Quinn, Tucker, and Joseph are probably 3 of the closest allies she has left at this point, even if she doesn't realize it, because Angela's been doing a good job of pushing people away. Quinn tells Angela that he's disappointed that the collective failed. Now, last night we saw the collective alliance form, and then Angela immediately turned on it and had the blow up with Matt and said everyone was lying to her, and it was a low budget movie. So Quinn's disappointed that the collective failed because he's had that name idea since childhood. He blames other people for it falling, not Angela. He names Cedric as someone that was responsible for it falling. Angela wants to work with the guys in the Have Not room, and she says that she thinks she knows who has the other power. And she later tells him and Kimo that she thinks it is Lisa. They do not correct her because Angela doesn't seem to realize that since Quinn and Lisa moved in the same group, and Angela knows Quinn has it, and Kimo knows Quinn has it, but I don't think Angela knows that Kimo knows. Because Quinn and Lisa came in together, Lisa cannot have the other power. But they just don't correct her. Um, T-Core and Matt have a long conversation. T-Core says that Kimo is her closest ally. So how does Matt come out of this conversation? He thinks he has her vote. She never said anything like that. But, Matt's just kind of living in Mattland. T-Core is talking to Kimo, Tells him that he has the votes to stay, and that Lisa will go along with the majority. Lisa appears to be a recruit, so it is kind of irritating that she knows about that tactic. Like, oh, just vote with the House. Don't think for yourself. Just do what everyone else does. So yeah, as much as I enjoy Lisa's kookiness, it is kind of annoying that she knows the vote with the House rule so well, even though she appears to have very little other outside knowledge of the show. Okay. So Angela and Kenney make up. He said that he really wanted to be with Angela in Brooklyn, like be aligned with them. But now he says he's ready to compete in the arena. And I'm like, thank you. I hope you actually mean it and you're not just saying this for the sake of lying. Because like what's the gameplay reason? You want to go home. There would be no gameplay reason to lie about wanting to stay. To lie about being willing to go for it. But he says that he's ready to compete in it now, so we shall see tonight, I guess. Um, there is a fight between Lisa and Angela. The feed's cut for it, so we don't really see a lot of it. But we do see Lisa say that it compromises her integrity to be close to Angela, even outside the game. And Angela later refers to her as Tinkerbell because of all the glitter. And then Lisa is later arguing with Quinn about it, but that one's not really clear why. And I'm just thinking, power has really gone to both Angela's and Lisa's heads. Like, I think it's because with their power, it's out in the open. Quinn and Mackenzie, their powers are secret. So they're keeping those cards a little closer to their chest. But since everyone knows Angela and Lisa have the power, they're both just sort of going a little insane. So the three C's, Cam, Cedric, Chelsea, the core of the Pentagon, all three of them want to throw the next HOH and let someone else take the shot at Lisa next week. They want Matt out now because they want to break him and Mackenzie up and bring Leah in. Once again, Angela saw this conversation happen. I don't think she heard any of it because I believe she was watching it on the HOH screen, but she saw them together, saw them talking, so she knows this conversation was happening. So, yeah, once again, Angela is on top of things, for lack of a better word. Joseph and Quinn talk about working together more, and they're also good with Tucker. And I'm thinking, this trio, Quinn, Joseph, Tucker, they could really kind of run this game. Like they're all smart, and they're not making a mess of their games yet. That being said, I still don't think that Quinn should tell either of them about the power that he has. Like he's told Angela, he's told Kimo, that's enough. In fact, telling Angela was probably a mistake because she could let that information go pretty easily if she so chooses. Matt and Cedric talk. Cedric hints that Kimo could vote Matt out if Kimo were to win this arena. And it's also possible a member of the barbershop of the BS Alliance could possibly flip. Now Matt is starting to get a little bit concerned. But Cedric is in a position where the blowback won't be on him because he can't even vote this week. So Cedric's being a little sneaky here. Matt is now, at this point, somewhat suspicious that Quinn has the other power. The one area where Matt is definitely smarter than Angela is that he seems to realize that the power cannot be held by somebody who was in Mackenzie's group. So he's actually looked at the other move-in group, and he's starting to think it might be Quinn. He then talks to Mackenzie about a showmance. Like, this could be a good thing for us. Because, they like showmances. It's like, we like good showmances. You two would not be a good showmance. I was about to say are not a good showmance, but we're not really there yet, and we may not even get there because, as it turns out, Mackenzie lied, said she was single to get on the show, when in fact she has a little bit of a situationship back home. But Matt still thinks, oh, this will be a good thing for both of us, though. It'd be good for the game. He won't take no for an answer, which is concerning in this day and age. And then I know I've been going back and forth a lot as to whether I wanted Matt or Kenney to go. I was like, yes, Matt's a jerk, but he does bring drama. And then Kenney, it's like he's not as much of a jerk as Matt, but he kind of wants to quit. And it's like, do we even want him here when he wants to just quit? Matt says something after this that makes me decide once and for all I want Matt to leave tonight. He says that he doesn't want to work for a year after Big Brother. He wants to build his following and start a podcast. Get him out now. Get him out now. I I do not respect this man in any way. Angela is capable of having drama with plenty of other people. We've seen that already. This guy is just here for clout. And I'm not interested. So I just would like to see Matt leave tonight. So I'm really hoping Kimo can pull out this AI arena thing. And if Kenney does, I mean, I don't expect Kenney to try too hard. I mean, he might, but I don't know at this point. But as long as Matt doesn't win it. If Kenney wins it, I think it's a slam dunk that Matt's going to leave because everyone likes Kimo. Everyone kind of feels bad for him that he ended up on the block. At least that's the impression I've got. So, yeah. Angela wakes up on Wednesday. We're on a Wednesday now. Angela wakes up talking about Tucker's good. He's playing everyone, including me. Turning on him, Angela, that's a big mistake. He's about all you got left. Like Quinn and Joseph, maybe, but they definitely can cut you at a moment's notice, and they'll have other things. I think Tucker is her closest alliance at this point. So, yeah, the she can't afford to drop Tucker. Like at some point, Angela just has to realize that people can talk to each other. Like that's allowed. And if you obsess over it, you're just going to drive yourself insane, which Angela has done. Brooklyn and Quinn talk. They agree Matt goes if he's still on the block after the AI arena comp. Otherwise, Kenney goes. Chaos is fun, but after a while, it is nice to hear from calmer heads. They also make an interesting observation. The C's are much tighter with each other than they are with the two of them within the Pentagon. But they're not turning on them just yet. Quinn says he has Tucker, Joseph, and Kimo. Brooklyn says she has Rabina. And they both kinda have Angela and kinda not. I mean, Quinn a little more, and Brooklyn has the mom connection, so there is something there with Angela, but I think both of them would be willing to cut her loose next week, which I think is a very likely scenario. I mean, if Matt stays and wins the next HOH, then it's a done deal. Angela's a target, and Angela will probably leave. Um, the have not room, Quinn, Cam, Tucker, and Kimo, they lock in as the Andersons. Not the Mr. Andersons, just the Andersons. They were probably dealing with some copyright issues there. Also, I think I might have said Q instead of Quinn, because that's how I have him abbreviated in my notes. Um, we get a Cam talk from Quinn. They're getting a little better at showing these. Like, Quinn's been trying to do them, but they keep cutting away. So he says that he has been lying about gunning for the next HOH. He's telling people he's going for it, but he's really going to throw it. And he thinks that Cedric is already too big of a threat. And, I talked about this already. He really seems to think that Cedric is playing kind of a sneaky game and like the kind of game that really become something could become a problem down the road. And to be fair, Cedric is playing a really good social game. I mean, he had all of his power taken away this week, except for competing in the AI arena if he's picked, like if he's nominated, and he still worked his way right out of consideration. And he worked his way through Angela having to name a replacement nominee without even being considered. So, yeah, Cedric is playing a really good game, and Quinn is taking notice of that. Cedric doesn't seem to realize just how good a game Quinn is playing, though. So, I guess on that front, Quinn has the advantage. Um, Leah and Lisa have a talk. Leah apologizes to Lisa for assuming certain things about her that made her want to target Lisa, and they lock in a final two deal. They talk about aligning with uh, Quinn and T-Core, and then later they can bring in Cam and Tucker. Cam's another one who's playing a really good social game right now, but also is kind of being discovered a little bit. Like everyone is realizing just how good Cam is with everybody. So, you know, Cam is probably someone that might end up a target sooner than some people might be expecting. It just depends on who wins HOH and just how much they notice Cam's game and just how good he is with everybody. And also about this alliance they want to build, the six of them, it includes Lisa and Tucker. Tucker despises Lisa with every fiber of his being. I honestly cannot tell whether he hates Matt or Lisa more, but he just goes in on both of them so much. And he just goes on tangents and rants about them. And it's honestly great to watch. And I think it is actually opening itself up to some potential comedy if Tucker is approached about working in a group that includes Lisa. Like, I'm very curious to see what happens there. So, again, something that I think could be interesting. Gwen tells Lisa that the house target is Matt. Again, talking about this before, she's probably just going to want to go with the house. Well, the house target is Matt. But she seems to have been under the impression that it was the House consensus for Matt to stay no matter what. So it's nice to have someone actually spell it out for her. Because, admittedly, not a lot of people want to talk game with Lisa because not a lot of people can stand Lisa. They just nobody really wants to be around her. And to be fair, Lisa does need to cool it with the glitter. Okay? You don't need to put glitter in every single thing. Like, there's just someone in the corner making a peanut butter sandwich. Here's some glitter. Like, I saw Leah made some vegan sushi. Like, did Lisa drop some glitter on that too? It's like, cool it with the glitter, Lisa. I kind of had a thought for like a prank. Somebody should take Lisa's glitter, wait for Lisa to get in the shower, and then while she's showering, throw the glitter all over. That would be pretty funny. And Lisa would just freak out. And I kind of want to see it. I feel like if I was in there, I might have at least proposed that plan by now. And I wouldn't even have to do it myself. I could just say, Tucker, hey, you know what would be really funny? If you took Lisa's edible glitter, waited for her to go in the shower, and then you just run in and throw it on her. So, yeah. Ow. Just, just scratch the. I just scratched my heel with my toenail. I'm not bleeding, so I'm fine. T-Core and Kimo talk. T-Core says that all the men can go except for Kimo and Quinn. Kimo also likes Quinn. And T-Core is actually okay with Lisa, unlike most people. Like, if my plan had any pushback, it would be from T-Core. She'd just be like, that would be too mean. I don't know if she would talk me out of it, though. I just think she would try to. Like, I've said this online already. As a viewer, I am enjoying Lisa's nonsense. But I know if I was in there, I would be tired of her by now. Because she is, like I said earlier, she's a bit of a fruitcake. Um, I was talking about this a little bit before. A few people are starting to see Cam as a threat, physically and socially. We haven't really seen his mental strategic game too much yet, but he seems to just have people coming to him with the strategy. So he's just sort of a spectator to the strategy. I haven't really, maybe I'm wrong, but I just haven't seen him add to the strategy yet. Like he's just kind of going along with other plans so far. But I still think he has potential to be one to watch. Uh, hold on, give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Just had to get a bug. Oh, there was one thing I forgot to mention about the Quinn and Lisa talk when Quinn tells her the house target is Matt. She's actually a little incredulous about this. Like, he is? This leads to some talks with a few others. The only definitive response they give is just, we're not voting out Kimo. And, if I'm Kimo, I'm like, good enough for me. Um, this this has been something that's come up a few times. Angela really wants it to be a tie, so she will have the pleasure of evicting Matt herself. There's 11 votes that are going to be cast for one of two people. There can't be a tie. The best explanation I got for this is that they're still hung up on Lisa having the power, and that power is 2 votes. So they think, okay, there will be 12 votes, which could lead to a tie. But yeah, Angela is not gonna get to take Matt out herself, much to her chagrin, I bet. Matt is talking, and he still thinks Kimo is gonna go. He is just in his own little world. He has not heard what anybody's saying. Like, at the very least, he should have gathered by now that, like, they should be telling him Kenney's the target. Because nobody is saying Kimo. So I don't know where he got the impression that Kimo's the target here. But it's like, he's just so confident about how wrong he is that I'm actually almost worried he's going to will it into reality. Like, he's just going to just confidently say to the wrong people, all right, so yeah, Kimo's going. Too bad. So sad. And they're going to be like, wait, he is? He just said that so confidently. I guess he's right. Okay, I guess we're going to vote out Kimo now. So I will definitely feel so much better if Kimo wins the AI arena tonight. I'm rooting for him so much. I just hope this isn't a super physical competition that Matt can just dominate. Like, it's going to be live, so there's probably not too many physical competitions they could do. There is the balance beam, but even then, like, you don't have to be super big and muscular to win that one. Like, last year, it was the first HOH competition. Riley won. She wasn't very big. She was pretty athletic, but she wasn't as tall as Matt. And, it's possible that being that tall on the balance beam can work against you. Also, Sarah Beth won it and took out Derek X, but I try not to think about that. But she also not. She wasn't even really a particularly athletic person, but she still won that HOH and made me sad. Um, so yeah, I mean, I just remembered who won it in BB24. It was Michael. He was pretty tall and athletic, so he wasn't as muscular as Matt though. Like, Matt is just a very large individual. Michael was just really tall, and like he was very fit, but he wasn't super muscular. So yeah, I would feel better if it's not a physical competition at all. I think maybe they could do a quiz. That would be nice, and that might not even be an equitable competition. Like, everyone's like, oh, make them equitable competitions, but Matt's so dumb. I don't think a quiz would be very equitable. That's definitely a sassy sip. All right, that is all the notes I have. I'm only at 39 minutes. That's surprising. This might be my shortest stream ever. But I mean, this is at least the earliest I've ever gotten to this point where I check for updates to see what's happened since I started streaming. Probably not a lot. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if the feeds are down by now because the eviction is in. Well, the eviction episode starts in less than 5 hours. So the feeds will be going down fairly soon if they haven't already. All right. Doesn't seem to be anything on my main timeline right now. Like I said, it's possible the feeds are already down for the episode. Oh yeah. CBS released a clip for tonight's episode. They're gonna show Kenney quiet quitting to Angela. Like he doesn't have the heart to go against Matt, and it's like, okay, this is something I wanted to talk about. Um, Preseason, Kenney talked about how he was gonna go for the sensitive people. Like he doesn't like people that are sensitive. This guy is throwing in the towel for a guy he just met. He was swayed by Matt's whatever it is Matt brings to the table, Matt's je ne sais quoi, I guess. And he's just been so misted by it that he's just given up. Like, when I feel like Kenny's definition of sensitive is people who care about other people. But I think the kind of people he was referring to in that moment probably would not throw away their shot at $750,000 for someone they met a week ago. So yeah, that's how I feel about you, Kenny. Now, Kenny does stay. I kind of hope he is next because he doesn't bring anything to the table. He wants to quit anyway. Angela and Lisa at least bring entertainment, even though they're probably going to be the next two to go. So, yeah. All right. BB Updates hasn't updated in 16 hours. So let's check the hashtag. Oh, okay. Tucker said to T-Core. Hold on. Let me do my best. My best Tucker. Just let me know if it's annoying. I'm the biggest fan of your style. It's amazing. I don't know if that's how he said it, but that's how I envision Tucker saying it because that's just how Tucker is in my head, and that's how he's been on the feeds for the most part. So yeah, they seem to be getting along pretty well, and I'm okay with that. They're both on my draft team. By the way, I've talked about draft teams a lot. I haven't gone into specifics. So okay, it was between me, my brother, and my dad. We each got five. We left one person out. Well, we left two people out because we were under the impression there was going to be a 17th house guest joining the show. So, once and for all, I am going to give you the draft teams that we landed on so that when I mention it in the future, we all are on the same page. So, my team is, in order, Tucker, Quinn, Pecor, Kimo, Cedric. My brother's team, Joseph, Lisa, Angela, Chelsea, Rabina. My dad's team, Cam, Mackenzie, Matt, Brooklyn, and originally the 17th house guest. But that never came to pass, so he decided on Leah. And Kenney got left out. And considering, like I said, Kenney is quiet quitting the game already, I think we were onto something by not picking him. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. Taylor went on Twitter earlier and just said, expect the unexpected. And just like that, the 17th house guest chatter is heating up again. Now, I have made it no secret that Taylor is my favorite house guest of all time. But we can't let her in the game now. Like, if you're going to let her in at the start. But, like, I mean, it'd be one thing if she just, like, moves in for the week. But if they're actually letting her in to start competing from here, A week in. I mean, day. This is day 10 today. We can't let a house guest in on day 10. I don't care who they are. Taylor, I love you to death, but let's not go crazy here. I mean, unless it's just something where she just shows up. Oh, you know what? I just had a theory. I just had a theory. Maybe she's gonna host the AI arena comp. Why would she do that when there's Julie and there's Ainsley? But you know what? I don't care. I want to see Taylor again. I didn't watch Reindeer Games because I didn't want to see most of that cast again. So, yeah, let this be my way of seeing Taylor back in the Big Brother house. All right. One more check for stuff. Okay. Um yeah, a lot of people are really falling for the edits that they gave Matt last night, making Angela look like a bully and Matt look like a victim. First of all, they did show the thing that Matt said that Angela didn't like. How he basically insinuated that she couldn't get him if she tried. And here's the thing. You can show both. You can show that Angela is out of her mind, and you can show that Matt is a jerk. But you shouldn't just favor one over the other, because it looks like you're trying to protect some people. And like, listen, they tried with the whole taking away flashbacks and archives thing. People found a way around it. Like I see clips all the time. People found a workaround. So it just seems like they're favoring Matt a little too much, which is another reason I want him to go tonight.
What are you thinking? What's wrong with Angela?
I don't know if you could hear that. Well, let me try again. Actually, look at my mic volume this time.
What are you thinking? What's wrong with Angela?
Okay, yeah, there it is. That was Rachel.
Thinking.
Pause. That was Rachel, BB20, after her brutal goodbye message from Angela. That season's Angela, which came after she got brutally blindsided by the rest of level 6. Alright, that's a good place to stop. Well, I'm almost at 50 minutes. Good enough, I guess. So that will do it for this stream. Thank you for watching. I see I have one viewer. Thanks for sticking around. You could follow me on Twitter at NickGrimesYT. I have links to my Twitch channel and my YouTube channel there. I post all my streams on YouTube. Um, and you can also get my thoughts on Big Brother stuff as it happens. And yeah, that will do it for this stream. And I will see you next time. Peace out.